So have you guys been seeing those videos of the dog? They're very popular now, who can hit the buttons and talk.
Potty. Really? You went potty not too long ago. Can you wait a little bit? Go. Oh.
Let that dog go to the bathroom! They hit buttons like outside, play, where dad, where go, going, whatever. And at first you're like, aw, he's using the buttons to talk. He loves his family. And then the dog presses, why, dad, sad. Dad, dark. Inside, mind. Dad, dark. Why, sad. Dark. Dark, dad. And you're like, oh, it's traumatized. And I ended up going down this rabbit hole, and I've discovered that some pets just get it emotionally. Like, they understand fully. And they've actually evolved over thousands of years, both dogs and cats both, to better understand and even manipulate and mind control humans. Because while the Homo sapiens were getting distracted by their tootsie little toe beans and their ability to protect our livestock, they were evolving to understand us. Dogs and cats have learned how to hack human emotions. Fluffy hears you say the words walk, doggy bag, treat, and thinks that you've just given a TED talk. They are sad. It's fun that your dog has favorite words and it's a cute little trick, only it's not a trick. And studies show that dogs understand you much more than you're probably aware of. It's actually an advanced social cognition that dogs have developed over thousands of years. And Duke University started a little test to see how dogs compared to their predecessors, wolves, in a understanding human competition. They worked with 31 puppies and 30 wolf puppies to see who came out on top when it came to understanding the two-legged beasts. The game worked like this. Humans hid treats under different bowls, but didn't let the dogs or wolf puppies know which bowl. Then, by dropping a small block on the bowl that had the treat or motioning to it with their finger, the researchers tried to determine which was better at determining where the treat actually was hidden, whether they were using the human connotation or just going based off their instinct. And the puppies nailed it. 17 out of 31 puppies were able to tell which bowl the treat was hidden under with no training, just by how the human reacted around the bowls. No training, no warm-up, just pure people-pleasing software. And the wolves? Statistically no better than flipping a coin while high and then determining the outcome. And it isn't about intelligence, it's about emotional bandwidth. Dogs are basically fuzzy empathy machines that understand when you're pointing at something. Wolves are just chaos gremlins, and they see, oh, the human is wiggling its flesh stick again. I'm gonna go chew on both the bowls and then hope I find something. Oh my god, is that a stick? I'm chewing on the stick. Forget the treat, I'm eating the stick. And the funny thing about this is that the puppies had no prior training, but the wolves actually did. The wolf pups were sent home to bond with the researchers prior to the experiment, even sleeping in their beds and being fed out of their hands. These wolves, they had a little bit of an advantage more than, completely wild animals. So how did we get from an apex predator to my emotional support corgi can detect when I'm having an IBS flare? It's an interesting history. Enter the domestication hypothesis. Thousands of years ago, only the friendliest wolves got straps of food and didn't get stabbed by cavemen. Over time, in certain wolves, the please don't hurt me, I just want snacks gene kind of won out over the apex predator gene. For generations, dogs passed down genes of friendliness, soulful eye contact, and submission, because those traits were valued among humans. Eventually, the dogs developed what's called the theory of the mind, aka an inherent ability to kind of predict what you're thinking. And spoiler, most of the time you're thinking, who's a good boy? And they're thinking, if I look sad enough, I'll get another chicken nugget. But it's not just on the emotional level that dogs have evolved to control and manipulate humans. Get ready for emotional manipulation on the anatomic level. Dogs have recently evolved a muscle above their eyes that wolves just don't have. Ever heard of puppy dog eyes? This muscle makes their eyes look bigger, rounder, and more tragic, and even convey some pretty funny emotions.
What is it, sad boy? Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Their facial muscles are up to 95% what's called twitch fibers, which means they can crank out expressions faster than an evangelical Mormon wife in Utah cranks out children. You think they're training them, but in reality, they're getting something out of it too. So we've talked about dogs, but what about cats? They have also strategically evolved to get human attention. Cats, most people will tell you, aren't as domesticated as dogs. There are still cats that live in the wild and still have many of the original predator instincts that cats from thousands of years ago had. But they still have taken on a couple tactics in order to better manipulate humans. And the first being, you've probably heard this before, wild cats don't meow. They just hiss, hunt, and hate. Beyond kittenhood, cats in the wild rarely meow. Cats literally learned how to meow as a human-related form of communication. They saw our squishy, bald little faces and thought, oh, these motherfuckers react to sound. Let's go. Even stray cats who may have never lived indoors have learned to meow at humans for food because stray cats have learned by observing other cats that humans react to sound. Which, it's really sweet that the cats have learned a way that they can quite literally talk to us. But what does that have to do with really mind control? This is where it gets crazy. Do you love the sound of a cat purring? Like, that little motor sound? I'm not even a huge cat person. I have a dog. I've always had dogs. But when I go over to my friends' houses that have cats, I love the sound of a cat purring. It's like kitty ASMR for me. Some cats have used purring as a way to hack a human biological need to protect their young and weaponize it against us. A behavioral ecologist named Karen McComb discovered that there's something that cats do called a solicitation purr. A pleasant little rumble, just like a regular kitty purr, only there's a high-pitched frequency embedded inside. This is basically the reality of the satanic panic where your grandparents were afraid to play the AC/DC tapes backwards in fear of being mind-controlled, okay? But I bet you didn't expect it to be cats that were the ones that patented that technology. The high-pitched frequency inside what's called a cat's solicitation purr imitates a baby's cry frequency. And when humans, particularly cat owners, hear it, they almost immediately obey. This purr is manipulative because typically purrs indicate that the cat is happy, but the solicitation purr is used to both make the human feel an empathetic bond toward the cat for being happy and also convince us to get up out of bed, feed the cat, give them that last spoonful of tuna. But remove that high frequency whine, it's just back to regular purring. Add it back in, now we're talking psychological warfare. So let's sum this up. Dogs have quite literally evolved to look at you with sad Pixar eyes and dominate your every will, reading your every move, and are even able to comprehend something as vague as a finger movement, whereas wolves absolutely can't. Cats have evolved to meow to get human attention and even put in an MK Ultra-esque high frequency pitch in order to control you into doing exactly what they want. Your apartment with your little chihuahua and your 2 house cats is actually a mammalian shadow government, and you're just the soft, furless butler. But don't get mad, okay? Don't take it out on the animals, because I love animals, okay? That isn't the purpose of this video. Don't think of it like you were being manipulated. Think about it like you were chosen. Animals don't just try to communicate with people that they don't like. For your animal to be able to do these kinds of tactics, it means that they trust and depend on you. So the next time that your dog accidentally pushes its sad, sad, sad button, or your cat is wailing at 4 a.m. for you to give it some tuna salad, just know that that's 30,000 years of evolutionary warfare at work. And it's impressive, doing exactly as it's designed. And if you're like me, you love every second of it. My name is Melody, this channel is called Melody Ever After. I make all sorts of commentary videos, usually around things that are a little bit obscure or even unnerving, so if that interests you, maybe check my channel out. And if you've made it this far, leave a comment, or what's stopping me from seeing you in the next one. My name is Melody. Until next time.